Hi guys, hello. I'm Ben from Israel. I'm 34 years old. I'm a targeted individual. I've been targeted for the last 7 years, 8 actually. I've stopped counting lately. This is so annoying. Um, okay, I'm gonna talk in this video about this one specific subject, which I consider the most important subject when it comes to electronic harassments or mind control or manipulation or even gang stalking. It is all related to this one technology which is called remote neural monitoring, okay, RNM. It's basically this technology is basically reading your mind, your response, and that's how they sort of coordinate the harassment, whatever it is, whatever they've been doing, according to your own response, because that's how it is. They just try to make you mad, angry, psychotic, so that you be out of control and attack back. And that's really how it is. That's what it is. Anyway, long story short, in this video I'm going to show you how to avoid remote neural monitoring. It's actually very easy, but it takes time to figure this out because the technology really is advanced. But there's a way to avoid remote neural monitoring. I've been avoiding remote neural monitoring for the past couple of months using this system that I've developed myself, a convenient way to avoid remote neural monitoring, so that I'll be able to have a good lifestyle, and that I'll be able to live my life, simple as that, without being harassed, without being constantly under mind manipulation, simply being harassed by these groups of maniacs and so on. Anyway, long story short, like I promised, how to avoid remote neural monitoring. First of all, what is remote neural monitoring, and what does it do exactly? I mean, what makes it possible for them, to really read a person's mind? Okay, so remote neural monitoring, like you'll figure it out by now, is basically the ability to read a person's mind. Okay, and how do they do it? Okay, that's the million-dollar question. Apparently, it's this sort of a laser beam, okay, that is pointed towards you, but it's not pointed towards your brain like most people would think. It's actually pointed to a very specific point that is located right between your spinal cord, which is the neck, the very top of it, and the actual brain, which is the center of the neurons, which is connected to your brain. Okay, this is what they pick. Okay, this is about this size. All right. Now, there's a way to block them from reading your mind, to avoid it simply with your own palm of your hand, which is another, simply put, is another center of neurons that is available to you in order to avoid being harassed constantly, okay, which is the most immediate, efficient, most immediate help that you could get, okay. There's no money involved, there's nothing there, it's always available, it's your center of neurons, okay. Alright, so what you have to do in order to avoid remote neural monitoring is actually very simple. You have to cover the center of neurons that is connected to your brain with your own palm of hands, and that's about it, okay. But there's a way to do it in order to live a good life, and not to hide away from this harassment, because a lot of people would, especially when they realize that they can. Like, for example, I've shown this method to a friend of mine I've met online, and he was being harassed so terribly for the last few years, that when he realized that he never got up. He just went to sleep on his bed this specific way that I've shown him, and it took him a week to just get up back because of this harassment. Stopped for the first time in a few years. Okay, so this is pretty serious. I'm going to show you how to live a better life that way, okay, not just simply avoid it, because then I haven't done really anything but disturbing you. Okay, so alright, so the best way to avoid it when you don't know where it's coming from, you just moved to a new place, you just checked in an hotel, just came by to visit a friend, and somebody is picking up on you pretty badly, somebody is harassing you psychologically using directed energy weapons, specifically voice of God weapon. Then what you do is simply cross your hands this way, okay, and put the hands right at the back of your neck, right on top of the center of neurons, which is connected to the brain. Okay, this is the very spot that they're after with the remote neural monitoring systems to pick up on you, to read your mind. Okay, so the best, most efficient way to avoid mind reading immediately would be to cover it this way, okay, with other center of neurons, which is your hand. Make sure to cover it really well from left to right, and then cross your hands together right on top of your face, and you could go to rest like this, like for, let's say, for 5 minutes, 1 hour, or maybe even fall asleep this way, whatever is comfortable for you. But they're not going to be able to harass you when you like this, because you are blocking them. You covering the center of neurons, which is connected to the brain, which is making it impossible for them to penetrate and read your mind. Period. Try that right now. Trust me, you're not gonna regret it. Just have a go. Okay, so one thing that is another thing that is important for me to show you is how to go to sleep. How to be able to go to sleep without anybody bothering you. Okay, as a targeted individual or as a human being, even nowadays. This is how serious it gets. Okay, so I've been going to sleep like this for the last couple of months, and nobody's been able to bother me ever since. You know, I sleep really, really well, actually the best for the last 8 years. As a targeted individual, you probably know that they really pick up on you in bad time, you know, and they really make it difficult for you to even like rest, that's all. You know, just trying to drive you mad as much as possible. So anyway, the best way to avoid remote neural monitoring and simply go to bed is this way. I'll show you. I use the left arm. You could use the right arm, you know, whatever arm is comfortable for you. I specifically, I'm more comfortable with the left. Okay, I use the left arm to cover my eyes this way, and then I connect this arm somewhere around the wrist this way with the other arm, okay, and then cross it together this way, okay, right on top of my head. And then I use the other palm of the other hand to cover again the most important part, which is the center of neurons that connects to the brain. Okay, you could feel that. You could feel your skull right there, right on top of it. All right, then you cover it, and then you just simply go to bed, okay? And they're not going to bother you. Trust me, again, try that right now. You'll see they're not going to be able to harass you at all. And that's how I go to bed for a couple of months now, every night, and I'm not bothered again, not even once, okay? And I can sense them, you know, speaking between themselves. The RNM is following, we don't have signal, and so on and on. So go ahead. And the one more thing, the most important thing, like I said, you know, try to be convenient about it. Don't destroy your life because somebody is picking up on you. Don't act weird. Don't run away. Don't do anything crazy because somebody is picking up on you. Okay, just try to find a better, most convenient way to avoid being targeted. Eventually, they understand that it's a waste of time for them, and then they'll give up. Okay, you'll see yourself. Okay, so the other way that I've realized how to avoid remote neural monitoring is in my own place, which I consider the most important. You know, because you need to have a peace of mind in your own place. If you don't, then you just simply being harassed. You know, you probably walk outside more often, which is really not a good thing for you to do, especially under the circumstances. Alright, so where I shoot this video right now is my living room, okay? And in my living room, just like every other normal person, I like to sit back, you know, enjoy some time watching television or playing PlayStation, whatever it is, right? Whatever people do in their own living room. Now, one thing I realized, you know, being targeted for such a long time, you know, living in this specific apartment, I've managed to realize the specific direction that they're sending this beam from. Okay, I know for a fact that the RNM is coming from this specific direction. Okay, so what I realized over time is how simple and how convenient it is to avoid them if you just understand the very basic facts. You know, like for example, that is actually a beam that is being directed to you, to this specific point where your spinal cord ends, you know, right between your the neck and the brain itself. And I know for a fact that it's somewhere here. So when I watch television, I simply watch television this way, okay? This way, covering this specific center of neurons with the, you know, with the most immediate efficient help, which would be the palm of my hand, which is the other center of neurons available, in order to simply block the beam from reaching the center of neurons, which is connected to the brain. That's it, guys. And I'm sitting like this, you know, hours at a time, watching television, enjoying peace and quiet in a way that I haven't enjoyed like for years. You know, so and that's it. It's a problem solved for me. Because I don't get nobody's harassing me when I do that, like for hours at a time, and I'm pretty sure anyone could do that once they figure out where this beam is coming from. And remember, guys, like I said before, even if you don't know for a fact, start investigating so until you realize where is it coming from. And until then, if you need a peace of mind, just do the SOS trick, okay, or do the good nighttime trick, okay, and that's it. Problem solved, okay. You could go to bed, you could go to sleep, you can enjoy your you know, some peace of mind, and get yourself together and have a better life. And that's it. Problem solved. Cheers on you guys.